What up humans? Kurumi here, and welcome to the Mobile Legends Bootcamp. Bootcamps are usually made when there is request from the higher-ups for a bootcamp of a hero that has been already made. In this video, we are going to talk about the fighter hero, Badang. Badang has a good set of knockback effects, area of effect, crowd control, and burst skills. Our tribal warrior, Badang, is a fighter hero. I consider Badang as a ganking fighter since his second skill can trap enemies inside a stone wall. Not only that, his ultimate skill lets the enemy feel 1,000 years of pain. Now, let me share some tips and tricks on how to use Badang based on my experience. We will also teach you some combos and techniques on the latter part of this bootcamp. But before that, let me explain his skills one by one for further understanding. Badang's passive, Chivalry Fist, enhances Badang's basic attack to knock the target back. After 4 basic attacks, his next basic attack is enhanced. This enhanced basic attack will knock back enemies hit and will deal additional physical damage. Enemies knocked back to obstacles will be stunned, which lasts for a few moments. If the recipient of the enhanced basic attack is a minion or creep, they won't be knocked back but will just be stunned instead. Badang's first skill also has the passive skills effect. Badang's first skill, Qigong Fist, lets Badang throw a fist wind towards the specified direction. Enemies hit along the path of this skill will receive physical damage and slow them down. The damage of this skill triggers basic attack effects and grants a stack to your passive skill. Fist winds that hit an obstacle will create an explosion which deals additional physical damage. Also, take note that this skill triggers the knockback effects of your passive skill. Badang's second skill, Fist Break, lets Badang dash towards a specified direction. Enemies hit along the path will receive physical damage. If an enemy hit is a hero, Badang will stop the dash and knock the enemy back, and he will leave an obstacle behind the enemy. Enemies that hit on the obstacle will take physical damage. Using this skill again will let you remove the obstacle created. If Badang doesn't hit an enemy hero along the way, the cooldown of this skill will be reduced. Badang's ultimate skill, Fist Crack, lets Badang throw lots of fist winds. Using this skill will release multiple fist winds toward the specified direction. Enemies hit will receive physical damage several times. Each fist wind enjoys the basic attack effects. Also, when the fist winds hit an obstacle, it will explode and deal additional physical damage. During the release of this skill, Badang generates a shield. This shield makes him immune to crowd control effects. There are so many items that you can buy for Badang. You can focus on items that grants physical attack, physical penetration, basic attack effects, and items that boosts our damage output. You can consider the Old But Gold build if you prefer the build from our previous bootcamp version, which focuses on dealing critical hits. You can also consider the Badang build if you prefer to deal more damage to jungle monsters. But let's talk about the Kurumi way further. As a starting item, you can consider Warrior Boots. This item grants you additional physical defense and movement speed. Its unique passive grants additional physical defenses buff on each basic attack received. The physical defense received can stack and can reach to a maximum of 25 points. This lasts for a few moments. You can consider buying attack items, such as Demon Hunter Sword. This item gives you physical attack and attack speed. Its unique passive will give a bonus effect on your basic attack. This bonus effect will deal a percentage of target's current health points as additional physical damage. Demon Hunter Sword's another unique passive grants lifesteal for 3 seconds on each basic attack, which lasts for 3 seconds. This effect stacks up to 5 times. Buying attack items, such as Golden Staff, will give you additional physical attack and attack speed. Its unique passive disables you to increase your critical chance. But for every critical chance you gain, it will be converted to attack speed instead. Golden Staff's another unique passive, Endless Strike, grants your basic attacks to add a stack of Endless Strike to the enemy receiving your attacks. After the enemy accumulates 2 stacks of Endless Strike, the effect of the next basic attack is triggered 3 times. This can abuse your passive skill and Demon Hunter Sword's effects even more, since these gaining stacks and the offensive effects are multiplied by this item's passive. You also might want to consider Blade of Despair. This item grants additional physical attack and movement speed. Its unique passive will give you additional physical attack when the target's health is below a certain percentage. The movement speed bonus can also help you chase enemies or escape death. You also might want to consider Queen's Wings. This item grants physical damage, health points, and cooldown reduction. Its unique passive reduces damage taken by 50% when your health is less than 40% and also increases your physical lifesteal by 30%. This lasts for 5 seconds. Lastly, you might want to consider Malefic Roar. This item grants physical attack and physical penetration. Also, basic attacks will ignore some of the turret's defense. The item build for Badang really depends on the enemy's lineup, so make sure to read each item's description so you can adapt in-game. One of the best spells to be used on Badang is Flicker. You can use it to escape danger, even death. You can also use this to reposition yourself during punching with your ultimate skill. You can also consider the Forbidden Jutsu, Execute. This deals a certain amount of true damage to the target. The damage also depends on the enemy's lost health points. This spell ignores the shield effect of the target. If the target has been slain using Execute, its cooldown will be reduced. In my opinion, the best emblem set to be used is the Custom Assassin Emblem set. Custom Assassin Emblem could provide extra stats according to your needs as a burst fighter. Set agility to its max level because it can give you additional movement speed. Higher movement speed means higher chance to chase enemies or escape death. Setting invasion to max level will provide you physical penetration. Higher physical penetration means higher damage on your basic attacks and skills. Get Killing Spree to restore health points and gain movement speed upon killing an enemy. This effect lasts for 5 seconds. With Badang's ultimate skill, you can definitely kill enemies swiftly as possible. So this will definitely let him survive inside team fights further. But in case you are not that type, just consider Bounty Hunter or High and Dry instead. Set first skill to max level first. Prioritizing this makes the damage of this skill higher and the cooldown lower. That means you can deal more damage to enemy heroes and clear lanes easily with this. Prioritize second skill since your first skill is what you need to deal more damage to enemies. Always upgrade ultimate skill when available for upgrading. Badang's passive skill is what you need to disable the enemy further. You gain a stack of Chivalry Fist every time you deal a basic attack or use your first skill. When you gain 4 stacks, your next basic attack is enhanced. When enemy heroes are hit by the enhanced attack, they are knocked back. When they hit an obstacle, they will be stunned, which can be helpful in team fights. This passive skill's full potential can be reached when you have the item called Golden Staff, instead of the need to achieve 4 stacks first with this item. All you need to have is to deal fewer basic attacks before you can unleash the beastly knee of Badang. But for minions and jungle monsters hit by this enhanced attack, the effect of your passive will just stun them without the knockback. Lastly, take note also that you can gain stacks from attacking turrets as well and use the enhanced basic attack on turrets. Badang's first skill is what you need to deal damage along your Fist Wind's path and slow enemies down. Enemies hit with a Fist Wind will receive physical damage and will be slowed down. Enemy heroes hit by the punch will also be pushed back since your first skill has the knockback effects of your passive skill. You can use this to push enemies trying to chase you and your teammates. We tested out different distances that can knock back the enemy target. While being this near, you can knock back the target. Same happens when the target is this far. But when the enemy reaches this distance, you can still reach them with the damage and slowing effect, but they won't be knocked back. So given these trials, we can say that the knockback from this skill can be situational depending on the distance from the target. Take note that when an enemy is hit by your first skill, you gain a stack for your passive skill. But also take note that even if your first skill triggers basic attack effects, it won't be using the charge of the enhanced basic attack. Take a look on this scenario. I have 4 stacks, which means my next attack is enhanced. When I used my first skill on an enemy, it somehow showed that we gained a stack, but it's still on maximum. So with this, our next basic attack will knock back the target. Also take note that this skill is considered a basic attack, which can also deal your basic attack effects to the target's hit. These effects include lifesteal, demon hunter swords, additional damage, and etc. Lastly, the impact damage of your first skill against the wall can also help you farm creeps faster, since creeps are all beside a wall for sure. Badang's second skill is what you need to crowd control enemies with your half-baked wall. Using this skill will let you dash towards the specified direction. Enemies hit along the path will receive physical damage, but if the enemy hit is an enemy hero, Badang will stop the dash and hit that enemy hero instead. Hitting the enemy hero will have them knocked back and Badang creates an obstacle behind them. You can use this skill to block the enemy's route of escape so that you and your teammates can easily focus your fire on that target for a longer period. So it's best to catch as much enemies as you can, so it would be a perfect set for your team. Even if the wall is somehow open on the opposite side, this will still make the enemy put some effort to escape if they don't have blink skills. You can also use this skill to save an ally because the target hit will be knocked back. This can also let you pass through walls, which can catch enemies by surprise. Just make sure you make this skill hit against an enemy, because if not, you will just offer yourself to the god of death. You can also use the dash to escape possible death. You can also pass through obstacles to let you escape easily from enemies. Badang's ultimate skill is what you need to deal punches more than you can imagine. Using this skill will launch fury of punches towards the specified direction. Although the fist's barrage looks like your first skill, it only launches one instance of first skill to initially push the enemy back. The hits from your ultimate skill against obstacles will deal small additional damage to the target. So this is best used when the target is against an obstacle or your very own wall from your second skill. Also to take note that even if you don't hit the enemies directly, they still receive the damage from your punches as long as they are beside you. Also, casting this skill will grant you a shield that can help you survive while standing still. So it can help you be more courageous going against the enemies. But take note that when your shield gets depleted, you are not crowd control immune anymore. We will show later on our experiments on which skills can counter his crowd control immunity. Just make sure when using the combo after your wall, you try your effort to manually cast your ultimate skill on your desired direction. Because if you just let the auto-targeting do it for you, you might aim for a different target that you intended to. Take note that your ultimate skill has also the initial push. So even if you miss your second skill to create an obstacle, you can use your ultimate skill to push the target towards the wall and shout Muda Muda. You can also use Flicker while channeling your ultimate skill to reposition yourself. This is helpful in case the enemies will try avoiding your fury punches. Here we are again with our experiments. We have our favorite lab rat, Rakuten, to demonstrate with us some heroes that can greatly counter or dominate Badang in-game. Before we proceed, take note that Badang's crowd control immunity only works when he still has the shield from his ultimate skill. On the following experiments, we tested different scenarios while having his shield not completely depleted. Always remember that he is not crowd control immune anymore without the shield. First, we have Helkert. Let's see if our ultimate skill will stop when we get silenced by Helkert's passive. As you can see, even if we hit Helkert, we weren't silenced, maybe because of the crowd control immunity. Now we don't have to worry having our punch barrage get stopped by silence. Next, we have Kaja. Let's see if Kaja's ultimate skill can pierce through Badang's ultimate skill crowd control immunity. As you can see, upon Kaja landing his ultimate skill, Badang's shield suddenly disappeared and his ultimate skill stopped working. Kaja's and Franco's ultimate skill has suppression effects. So if we try it as well against Franco's ultimate skill, same happened. Badang's shield was all consumed and his ultimate skill also stopped working. So with this experiment against suppression skills, we can say that suppression effects removed Badang's shield instantly so the effects can pierce through. Next, we have Guinevere. Let's see if knock-up effects can make Badang stop his furious barrage. As you can see, Badang just kept on punching and ignored Guinevere. Maybe he was not affected because he wasn't looking above when Guinevere jumped towards him. Next, we have Saber. Let's see if the knock-up from his ultimate skill can affect Badang while using his ultimate skill. As you can see, Badang just ignored Saber like nothing happened. Next, we have Fanny. Let's see if the knockback from Badang's first skill can stop Fanny midair. As you can see, Fanny was pushed and did continue her flight towards her cable. Even if I was Fanny, I would be stopped by a fist as gigantic as that. Now let's try if Badang uses his second skill towards Fanny in midair. As you can see, Fanny was knocked back and stopped her as well on her gliding. This is good to know that Fanny's gliding in midair can be stopped by Badang's skills. Next, we have Diggy. Let's see if the suction from Diggy's second skill can pull Badang towards the center of the skill. As you can see, Badang didn't even flinch and continued on doing his stuff. Now, let's see if we can still create an obstacle while Diggy has his ultimate skill in effect. As you can see, the obstacle was still created because probably, the creation of obstacle is not considered a crowd control effect. Next, we have Zask. Let us show you how Zask can escape Badang's Fist of Fury. As you can see, Zask was able to use his ultimate skill and was able to ride inside it. Being inside his spawn makes him safe, but if Badang hits you with his first skill, then you might say otherwise. Next, we have Lolita. Let's see if Lolita can block Badang's first skill. As you can see, Lolita was able to block Badang's Fist Wind. How about Badang's second skill? As you can see, Badang was able to knock back Lolita and was able to create an obstacle behind her. How about Badang's Fury of Fist from his ultimate skill? As you can see, Lolita's second skill wasn't able to block Badang's Fury of Fists. Next, we have Wan Wan. Take note that when you release your second and ultimate skill combo towards Wan Wan, she can easily escape your wall and your crowd control by using her second skill. She can just easily jump outside of your wall, making you forever alone punching the wall because of regret. Last, but not the least, we have Johnson. Johnson is the best combo with Badang in our opinion. Riding Johnson and crashing onto enemy heroes will make your combo more efficient. Because they will not just be trapped within your wall while catching your Fury Fists, but they will be also catching all the damage from Johnson's ultimate skills area of effect. It's the best combo Raki and Roddick have so far when they used to rank together. How sweet, right? In terms of his combo, we usually follow a quite simple combo for Badang. First, we wait for the right timing before we use our second skill to trap the enemy target. Then, when we hit the target and an obstacle is created behind them, we now use your ultimate skill to deal barrage punches to the target. You can use your flicker anytime or if you need to relocate yourself while using your ultimate, just in case the target dashed away. Then, use your first skill to push them probably towards an obstacle and also slow them down. Then, deal your basic attacks which can let you leap a little bit as well towards the target. Then, use any skill available and don't forget to continue on dealing basic attacks while you're on it. Additional tip, you might be wondering why Roddick flickered late on this scenario. Well, that's where you are wrong. At first glance, it looks like just a slow hands Badang user. But if you analyze the trajectional components of the skills blown by Harith and Roddick, everything was somehow calculated by Roddick. Roddick didn't use flicker yet since, as we mentioned earlier, enemies beside you can still receive the damage from your ultimate skill. So on this part, he doesn't need to flicker yet, given that he receives a shield when using his ultimate. Some of the shield was depleted by Harith, and after that Harith used his first skill, which can be really fatal on this situation, having a really low health. So, you know what happened next, right? Roddick used flicker to avoid the explosion and still continue with a Muda. But well, unfortunately fate doesn't want Harith dead yet, so he was too lucky to escape. The tips I mentioned are just some of the ways you can use Badang. This video just guides you on how to use Badang the Kurumi way. We would like to thank our favorite lab rat, Rakuten, for being our lab rat for this bootcamp. You can search for him in-game and tell him how much you appreciate him, willing to sacrifice his pride and honor for our sake. Watch his in-game streams and send some flowers and hearts. So, once again, this is Kurumi and that's how you use Badang. Thanks for watching. Do not forget to like and share this video. Also subscribe to our channel for more contents by clicking on the subscribe button below. For our skin giveaway events, check out the community tab for the giveaway post. We have our Ko-fi account just in case you want to donate us some Ko-fi funds. Check out our Ko-fi link on the description of this video. Please only trust bootcamp videos from our official accounts. See you on the next Mobile Legends bootcamp. Cheers.